Welcome back to my channel, Awaken. Welcome if you're new, I'm Emma. In today's video, I'll be setting my budget for July 2022. So, same as last month, I take my already prepared monthly planner from my journal to have a look at what I've got going on. Now, I'd normally show this to you guys, but it's not a good idea to advertise when you'll be away from home on the internet. So yeah, I'll be away for 3 nights. We're going to London on a little mini break. It's our first holiday in I think 3 years, so we can't wait. Lydia's already left school now, so she celebrated her prom last week. It was such a special time for her, for me, who never went to prom myself about 18 years ago when I had the chance. And it was a special time for Bella too, who helped her big sister get ready and waved her off. Bella finishes school at the end of July, but she still has another year left in primary school, so there's no special leavers party or prom for her just yet. I will, though, need to buy some gifts for her teachers. There's not much else going on, really, which isn't a bad thing because I do appreciate time to do nothing these days. Relax or do things around the house, make YouTube videos. Okay, so with a pretty good idea of what's going on in July, I've been able to set my budget. So my income from my salary is £3,070. This will have to cover 4 weeks of fixed and cash expenses from Monday the 4th of July to Sunday the 31st of July, and hopefully will add to my sinking funds and savings as well. Fixed expenses, I've filled these out already. They don't really change much. The only changes are a £30 increase in utilities to British Gas, because I'm nervous about what kind of bill my recent meter reading is going to produce. My bill hasn't really gone up too much over the last 6 months, which is unusual. Most people have felt quite a hit on their utility bill. And then I'll be increasing my buffer to £16 just to round things up nicely. So my fixed expenses total is £1,520, taken away from my income of £3,070, leaving me with £1,550. This will all be withdrawn from the bank for cash stuffing into me cash expenses and sinking funds folders throughout the month, and you'll see how I divide these up later on. So I've changed up my categories a little bit. I've added 1 envelope and taken 2 away. Groceries is obviously staying put. I'm budgeting £80 a week, so £320 for July. This will be plenty because Lydia's left school and is spending more time out of the house with friends or at her dad's. And I'm on a Herbalife diet at the moment, meaning I'm having 2 meal replacement protein shakes a day and 2 high protein snacks and just 1 main meal, which is why I've set up a Herbalife category. I think it just makes more sense to separate your Herbalife spending and grocery spending instead of putting it all under groceries like I did last month. I'm budgeting £120 for Herbalife products. Diesel, I am budgeting £320 for diesel, £90 for 3 of the weeks in July and £50 for during the week when I visit London. I've budgeted for fuel to get me to London and back in with me holiday budget. So this £50 is just for anything else I do during that week because thankfully I'm off work for the whole week. Eating out, I'm putting away nothing this month for eating out. We'll be eating out enough whilst we're in London. And on this, I have decided that for the 4 days and 3 nights that I am away, I won't be following my Herbalife diet. I managed to lose 11 pounds on the diet during June, and so some of you may be thinking, why stop? Well, this trip to London will be the first holiday in like 3 years, and for me, a big part of the holiday is experiencing different foods. Mealtimes are a big part of the day. I don't want to be sat there with me shake in a restaurant or nice little street cafe. I want to enjoy my holiday. So the way I see it, if I hadn't started Herbalife in June, instead of being £11 lighter, I'd most likely be a few pounds heavier. So if I go to London, have a lovely time, enjoy the food and stay the same weight because I will be doing a lot of walking, or even if I put on a couple of pounds, I'm still in a much better position. I'll just get straight back onto my Herbalife diet when I'm home. If you're interested in learning more about Herbalife, check out the video I made on it recently. I've removed Bella's pocket money envelope. I normally put £20 in here, but what I'm going to do is just give her £20 to keep in her own purse or to add to her money box. It'll encourage her to manage it herself as opposed to me drip feeding it to her. I'll just add it to me fixed expenses. She won't need to have any pocket money this month anyway. I've also removed the car cleaning envelope because I haven't paid out for it to be validated for a good few months, at least 6. I've been doing it myself and I'm going to continue to, and you guys don't need to keep hearing me say this really. And with the envelope gone, you won't have to. Windows are still £10 a month. So let's add these up. You can tell it's budget day because the calculator's out. So the total is £770. Let's take it away from what I had left over here. So I'm left with £780 for sinking funds and savings. I do apologise, someone's got some gardening equipment or a whizzer, they're doing some sort of work outside. I don't know if you can hear it, but to be honest I need to carry on with filming, so hopefully it's not too much of a distraction. So my first income fund is days out and I'm just saying £60 for this month. Yes, we're going to London during the month, but we also have National Trust and mail and passes to use, and if I don't budget some money for extra fuel, food or drinks, I won't get use out of my passes. Gifts, just like last month, I've got no family birthdays or special occasions. I am budgeting £20 though for Bella's school teacher gift for when she finishes year 5 in a few weeks. I'm going to use my cricket machine and make some gifts along with Bella's help. So hopefully the £20 will stretch quite far. I did want to start building my savings in this category, but so far, and especially this month, it hasn't worked out. I have other areas to prioritise. That is quite loud now. Let me just shut the window. Hopefully you can hear that a bit less, or not at all now. Okay, health, £50 is going in here. I've got no plans to spend it. Hopefully it'll stay there. Clothing, I'm putting £50 in here. Bella could do with some new trainers or pumps, and I could do with making a start in her school uniform for September. You can usually get things a bit cheaper if you buy them early. I know, for example, M&S has 20% off school uniforms right now, and you can get hold of sizes easier by buying early too. It's a big relief to not have to buy Lydia's school uniform any longer as well. That wasn't something I could get cheaper because it was all bespoke made by one local uniform shop. Benny and Luna, now I'm not putting anything in here for them. I groomed Luna myself on my dog grooming course a few weeks ago, and although Benny isn't looking as tidy as I'd like, I'm going to give him a bath, blow and scissor cut to tidy him up until next month, when I'm planning to buy some of the more expensive dog grooming tools such as clippers and scissors. Again, I'd love to have these now, but they're not a priority this month. Holidays, now to be honest, it's because I'm going on a little trip to London that I can't afford to stuff as much as I'd like into other envelopes. I maybe should have started to save for a holiday a bit sooner than a month ago, but well, I have had other things going on. We just really need a break though, to be honest. I broke down my budget for this trip on June week 2's video, so check that out if you'd like to see how it's costing me and my boyfriend around £1,000, so £500 each. Last month, my boyfriend and I split the £200 hotel cost between us. I then borrowed £200 out of my emergency fund, to buy mail and passes, which gave us a lovely day out to Alton Towers during June. We'll pretty much cover all of our attraction tickets while we're in London. So I just need to stuff £200 more to cover my £500 contribution, and my boyfriend will need to find £400. Christmas, I've got £300 saved for Christmas, but should have quite a bit more. I borrowed money from here for my dog grooming course. I've been trying to get myself back on track to saving £1,500 by the end of October, but this month I can only afford to stuff £150. I'm not worried, to be honest. I'm actually thinking I won't need such a big budget for Christmas, and also if I decide I do want to spend that amount of money, I can sell some things. I'll no doubt have things I no longer use or like by then, or hopefully I'll be earning some extra cash from dog grooming. I'm confident this investment is going to be worth it. Miscellaneous, I'm putting £50 in here for all things miscellaneous. Emergency fund, I had £750 in here last month. I borrowed £200 from the upfront fee for my mailing passes. I normally budget £100 a month for this fund, so should really be putting £300 away in total. But again, I don't see how I can without stretching myself too thin in other areas. For now, I'm just going to return the £200 I owe, and if I manage to earn any additional money during the month or save anywhere, I can maybe put it into here. Car maintenance, it's a bit risky, but I'm not putting anything in here. Last month I was stung with needing new brake pads at a cost of £120. I know the air conditioning unit needs looking at, and I'd like some cosmetic work doing on it, but this will have to wait. My car is paid for, it's safe to drive, it's clean and gets me where I need to go. I'm grateful for this and we'll just have to be patient. So let's add all of my sinking funds up. £780, taken from what I had left over here of £780, leaves me with £0. And so I'm not left with any money to put away towards my dog grooming tools. Next month, hopefully. So if I add up my cash expenses of £770 and my sinking funds of £780, yes, £1,550 needs to be withdrawn during the course of July. So I'm not holding all of that money in the house. I am going to, as ever, make 4 separate withdrawals, one a week. In week 1, I'll withdraw £1,040 for 1 week's grocery shopping, a week's diesel, a week's eating out, as well as the rest of me cash expenses and all of my sinking funds. And I'll then withdraw £170 a week for the following weeks of July. For groceries and diesel. I'll stuff any more money I make from selling items I plan to get rid of during the month. No more car boot sales. As good as these have been for giving me some extra cash over the last few months, they've worn me out. I've done quite a few. At my last car boot sale, I actually sold my tables. So yeah, car boot sales are not an option. The items I have left to sell I need to go on eBay, as I'm more likely to get fair bids for them on there. Let's just make sure these all add up to 1,550. Yes. I was a bit nervous about July, but in the end, there was no need. I've just had to cut back or budget less than I'd like in a couple of areas. It's about deciding what your priorities are. Okay, a more sensible option may have been for me to do away with a mini break and top up my emergency funds or car maintenance envelopes, and probably start saving towards my dog grooming items. I'm well aware of this and I did contemplate it at one point. However, I'm also aware of how important it is to spend quality time away with my girls and my boyfriend, and it's been far too long since we had a break. Overall, I think I've balanced the need for security and leisure quite well, so no regrets. I'm sure we're going to have an amazing time in London. My first cash stuffing for July 2022 of £1,040 is up soon, but not before my video on how I make my cash stuffing folders and envelopes and labels, which a few of you have requested. They were in need of a freshen up. Make sure you don't miss any new videos by hitting the bell and subscribing for more content like this and on planning and intentional living. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful and insightful. Let me know by giving me a like or sharing your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one.